Stop. Take a deep breath. Forget everything you've been told about relationships, every cliché about flashy cars, six-pack abs, or the perfect pickup line. It's time to shatter the illusions that have kept you stuck, chasing after fleeting attention, only to be left wondering why nothing seems to work. Let's be honest. How many times have you tried to impress someone with material things only to feel invisible? Or sent that double text, hoping for a response, only to feel the cold sting of silence? You've been playing by the wrong rules, my friend, and it's time to change the game. What if I told you that the secret to becoming her obsession has nothing to do with what society says? No, the real secret lies in something far more profound. Imagine becoming the man she can't stop thinking about, the one who stays on her mind long after she's left the room. Would you believe me if I said you're about to unlock that potential? Stick with me, and together we'll dive into the powerful, ancient wisdom of Stoicism to transform not just how you approach relationships, but how you see yourself. The best part, this isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about cultivating the characteristics of a man who commands respect and attention effortlessly. She won't just notice you, she'll be drawn to you. Are you ready to become the man who's unforgettable? Let's begin. 1. Emotional mastery, control and composure. Let's start with the cornerstone of attraction, emotional control. Picture this. You send a message to someone you're interested in, and the hours begin to tick by. No reply. How do you feel? A twinge of anxiety, maybe even desperation. Your mind races, replaying the conversation, searching for something you might have said wrong. You check your phone compulsively, hoping for that notification. Sound familiar? Now, let me ask you this. What do you think she senses when you're in this state? Women are remarkably intuitive when it comes to reading emotions, and they can spot neediness a mile away. When you let your emotions spiral, you lose control, and that loss of control is the ultimate turnoff. She doesn't want to feel like she's the anchor holding your emotional ship steady. She wants to be drawn to a man who navigates life with unshakable calm, regardless of the storm. This is where Stoicism becomes your greatest ally. One of its most powerful teachings is this: the only thing you can control is yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your actions. Everything else is beyond your control. What does this mean in practice? It means that her response, or lack thereof, shouldn't dictate your worth or your mood. Imagine you send that same message and she doesn't reply. Instead of spiraling, you stay calm. You remind yourself that your value isn't determined by a text. You continue your day, focusing on your goals, your passions, and your growth. When she eventually responds, and trust me, she will, you greet her message with the same composed energy. No desperation, no overthinking, just calm confidence. Here's the twist. This calmness, this unflappable demeanor will intrigue her. Why? Because most men can't manage it. They're too busy reacting, chasing, and seeking validation. But you've mastered emotional control. You're a stoic in the truest sense, and that sets you apart. She'll start to wonder why you're so composed, why you're not falling over yourself for her attention. And in that curiosity, attraction begins to grow. But this isn't just about her. It's about you. When you stop letting external factors dictate your emotions, you regain your power. You become the man who's in control of his life, his time, and his energy. Isn't that the man you want to be? So, next time you find yourself on edge, waiting for a response or reading too much into her actions, remember this. Your peace is your power. Hold on to it. It's not just attractive, it's transformative. And as you cultivate this mastery, you'll notice a shift, not only in how she perceives you, but in how you perceive yourself. Now, isn't that a game worth playing? Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. There's more to uncover, and you're about to learn how to truly become her obsession. Ready for the next step? Let's keep going. 2. Developing a fearless mindset. Now let's talk about fear, the silent killer of attraction. It lurks in the shadows, shaping your actions without you even realizing it. Fear of rejection, fear of losing her, fear of not being good enough. These fears, my friend, are the chains that keep you from becoming the man you were meant to be. Have you ever found yourself holding back, hesitating to express how you feel, or trying too hard to say the right thing because you're terrified of messing it up? That's fear talking. But here's the truth. Women are not drawn to fear, they're drawn to fearlessness. They want a man who's confident in himself, a man who moves through life with purpose and certainty. And guess what? The foundation of that fearlessness isn't arrogance or bravado, it's self-assurance rooted in Stoicism. Stoicism teaches that your value doesn't come from anyone else's opinion, approval, or affection. It comes from within. A Stoic man knows his worth, and because of that, he isn't afraid to lose anyone. Imagine carrying that kind of power with you. How would your interactions change if you weren't afraid of rejection? How would it feel to approach a woman knowing that her response, positive or negative, doesn't define you? Here's a scenario. You've been talking to someone for a while, and suddenly she pulls back. Fewer texts, less interest. Most men would panic. They'd try harder, overcompensate, maybe even beg for attention. But a Stoic man, he doesn't flinch. He respects her space and continues to focus on his own life. He knows that his value isn't tied to her level of interest. If she drifts away, so be it. If she comes back, it's on her terms, not because he chased her down. This mindset is magnetic. When you're unafraid to walk away, you create an aura of strength that women find irresistible. They'll start to wonder, why isn't he like the others? Why doesn't he seem worried about losing me? That curiosity draws them in, deepening their attraction. But let's go deeper. Fearlessness isn't just about relationships, it's about how you approach life. Imagine walking into a room and not caring who likes you. Imagine pursuing your goals without worrying about failure. This is what happens when you let go of fear. You become unstoppable, and that energy affects every part of your life. Women, like everyone else, are drawn to that kind of power. So how do you cultivate this mindset? Start by facing your fears head-on. Each time you confront rejection, each time you stand firm in your worth, you're building mental muscle. You're becoming the man who's not just resilient but unshakable. And that's the man she won't be able to resist. Now, I want you to think about the fears holding you back. What would your life look like if you let them go? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your journey. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video. Your support helps spread this message and empowers more men to unlock their true potential. Let's build a community of fearless, Stoic men who refuse to be defined by fear. 3. Rejection as a tool for growth. Let's face it, rejection stings. It's the moment you put yourself out there, only to be met with a cold no or worse, silence. It's easy to let these moments define you, to retreat into your shell and start questioning your worth. But here's the twist. Rejection isn't your enemy. In fact, it's one of your greatest allies if you know how to use it. Most men crumble under rejection because they misunderstand its purpose. They take it personally, as if it's a reflection of their entire being. But here's a liberating truth. Rejection is rarely about you. It's about timing, preferences, circumstances, factors entirely outside your control. The problem arises when you let it seep into your self-perception, allowing one person's opinion to dictate your value. But not you. Not anymore. As a Stoic man, you will learn to embrace rejection as a vital part of your journey. Every no you face builds your resilience, sharpens your character, and propels you closer to success. Picture this. Each rejection is a step forward, a lesson learned, a layer of armor added. Over time, these experiences shape you into a man who's unshakable, a man who walks through life with an unyielding sense of self. Think about it. When you're no longer afraid of rejection, you gain a kind of freedom that most men never experience. You stop hesitating. You stop overanalyzing. You start taking bold actions, unburdened by the need for constant approval. Women notice this fearlessness. They see a man who isn't afraid to go after what he wants, who's not deterred by setbacks, and that confidence is incredibly attractive. Here's an example. You approach someone at a social event, strike up a conversation, and it doesn't go as planned. She's not interested. Most guys would walk away, heads hanging low, replaying the scene in their minds, picking apart every word they said. But a stoic man, he smiles, thanks her for her time, and moves on without a second thought. Why? Because he knows that her response doesn't diminish his worth. It's just one interaction in a sea of opportunities. The more you practice this, the more your confidence grows. Rejection loses its sting because it no longer defines your self-worth. And here's the kicker. When you handle rejection with grace and composure, women take notice. They see that you're not easily rattled, that you're a man who can stand tall no matter what. This quiet strength sets you apart from the crowd. Now, imagine a life where rejection doesn't scare you. A life where you walk into every room, approach every opportunity, knowing that no matter the outcome, you'll come out stronger. That's the power of Stoicism. It transforms rejection from a source of pain into a tool for growth. So next time you face rejection, don't flinch. Embrace it. Use it. Let it be the fuel that drives you forward, shaping you into the man you're destined to become. Because every no brings you one step closer to a resounding yes. 4. The value of scarcity. Withholding attention strategically. Have you ever noticed how people often want what they can't easily have? It's human nature. The more accessible something is, the less we value it. Now think about how this applies to your interactions with women. If you're always available, always showering her with attention, what message are you sending? You're telling her that your time and energy are not precious, that they're hers for the taking without effort. But what if you flip the script? Here's a truth many men overlook. Scarcity breeds value. When your attention isn't something she can count on at every moment, it becomes something she notices, even craves. Women are used to men who constantly orbit them, liking every post, commenting on every story, responding instantly to every message. These men blend into the background, just another face in the crowd. But the man who knows the value of scarcity, he stands out. Let's break this down. Imagine you're following her on social media. Every time she posts a picture, 100 guys rush to like it, maybe even leave a flattering comment. It's predictable, expected. Now, what happens when you don't? When you hold back, when you resist the urge to follow the herd? She notices. Why? Because your silence amidst the noise creates intrigue. She starts wondering why you're different, why you're not feeding her the same validation she gets from everyone else. This isn't about playing games, it's about understanding the dynamics of value. When you withhold your attention, you're not being cold or distant, you're being intentional. You're showing her that your focus isn't something to be taken for granted, that it must be earned. And when she does earn it, it feels more meaningful, more rewarding. But there's more. Scarcity isn't just about what you don't do, it's about what you choose to prioritize. When your life is rich with purpose, goals, and passions, your time naturally becomes more limited. You're not ignoring her out of strategy, you're simply too engaged in your own growth to be perpetually available. This kind of scarcity is authentic and powerful. It's not about pretending to be busy, it's about actually being busy, living a life that excites and fulfills you. Here's the beauty of it. When you make your attention scarce, you force her to invest more in the connection. She starts to value the moments when you do engage because they're no longer guaranteed. This shift in dynamic not only deepens her attraction but also places you in a position of quiet confidence. You're no longer the man chasing her approval. You're the man living his life, inviting her to join on your terms. Think about the last time you truly valued someone's attention. Chances are it was someone who didn't hand it out freely, someone whose time felt like a rare and precious gift. Now imagine becoming that person in her life. It's not about withholding affection to manipulate, it's about cultivating a presence that demands respect and admiration. When your attention carries weight, every interaction becomes more significant. You're no longer just another option in her life. You're the one who makes her pause, the one who lingers in her thoughts. And that's the power of scarcity. It transforms your attention from something ordinary into something extraordinary, something she can't help but desire. In a world where most men are desperate to give everything away, be the man who knows the value of what he offers. Make your attention scarce, and watch as it becomes priceless. 5. The power of ignoring her at key moments. Silence. It's one of the most powerful tools you have, yet so many men are terrified of using it. In a world that constantly pushes us to react, respond, and chase, knowing when to step back, to ignore her at the right moments, can completely shift the dynamic in your favor. But let's be clear. Ignoring her isn't about playing games or being rude. It's about demonstrating that your world doesn't revolve around her. And trust me, that's a lesson she won't forget. Here's the thing. Women are accustomed to attention. They're used to men eagerly responding to every text, every glance, every move. Most guys rush to fill any silence, fearing that a moment of distance might cause her to lose interest. But in reality, the opposite is true. When you're not always available, when you don't immediately react, you create a space for curiosity and desire to grow. Let's dive into a common scenario. You've been texting a woman for a while, and things seem to be going well. Then suddenly, her responses become slower, less enthusiastic. Most men would panic. They'd send follow-up messages, asking if everything is okay or trying to reignite the conversation. But a stoic man, he does something different. He steps back. He gives her the space to come to him. Why does this work? Because it's unexpected. It interrupts the pattern she's used to. Instead of feeling smothered, she starts to wonder why you're not chasing her like everyone else. This creates intrigue. She'll begin to think about you more, questioning why you're so calm and detached. And in that curiosity, attraction begins to build. Here's another scenario. She cancels plans last minute or seems less engaged in your conversations. Instead of reacting with frustration or trying to fix the situation, you simply acknowledge it and move on. No drama, no over-explaining. This kind of response shows her that while you enjoy her company, your happiness and peace aren't dependent on her. You're a man with his own life, and you're not afraid to walk away if the energy isn't reciprocated. Now, let's be honest. Ignoring someone at the right moment requires confidence and self-control. It's not always easy to resist the urge to reach out or seek reassurance. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And the results? They speak for themselves. Women are drawn to men who stand firm in their independence, who don't need constant validation to feel secure. But don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself. The next time you feel the urge to chase or over-communicate, pause. Give her the space to miss you. Let her wonder what you're up to. You'll be amazed at how quickly the dynamic shifts in your favor. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried stepping back in a relationship? What happened? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video. Let's start a conversation about the power of silence and the art of attraction. Together, we can redefine what it means to truly connect. 6. Shifting focus. Prioritizing your own life. Let's take a moment to shift the spotlight away from her and onto you. This is where many men falter, pouring all their energy into winning her over, while neglecting the most important relationship of all, the one with themselves. But here's the reality. No woman wants to be the center of your universe. She wants to be part of a life that's already full, vibrant, and purposeful. The more you prioritize your own growth, the more magnetic you become. I think about the men who command attention effortlessly. They're not chasing. They're not constantly seeking approval. Instead, they're deeply engaged in their passions, their goals, their journey. This kind of focus isn't just attractive, it's irresistible. It signals that you're a man with direction, a man who doesn't need external validation to feel complete. Now, what does this look like in practice? It means dedicating time to your personal development, whether it's advancing your career, mastering a new skill, or nurturing a hobby that lights you up. It means setting boundaries around your time and energy, ensuring that you're investing in the things that truly matter. When you're deeply engaged in your own life, you naturally become less available, and that scarcity only increases your value. This isn't about pretending to be busy or creating artificial distance. It's about genuinely building a life that excites and fulfills you. When you do this, your interactions with women change. You're no longer looking to her to fill a void or provide a sense of purpose. Instead, you're inviting her to join you on a journey that's already enriching. Consider this: when you're pursuing your passions, you're happier, more confident, and more at peace. That energy is contagious. Women are drawn to men who radiate this kind of self-assurance. It's not about being arrogant, it's about being deeply rooted in your own identity and purpose. But here's the most important part. When you prioritize your life, you reclaim your power. You're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or other people's actions. You're in control of your own happiness and destiny. This is the essence of Stoicism, the understanding that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external validation. Imagine living a life where every day feels purposeful, where your actions align with your values and ambitions. Imagine being so deeply satisfied with your own journey that whether or not someone chooses to join you becomes secondary. That's the kind of life that not only attracts others but also sustains you through any challenge. In the end, shifting your focus isn't just about improving your relationships, it's about transforming your entire existence. When you make yourself your highest priority, you step into a level of power and freedom that few men ever achieve. And in doing so, you naturally become the kind of man who inspires and captivates everyone around him. We've journeyed through some of the most profound principles that can transform not just your relationships, but your entire approach to life. By now, you've seen how emotional control, fearlessness, resilience in the face of rejection, the strategic use of scarcity, and prioritizing your own growth come together to create a man who is not just attractive but utterly unforgettable. This is the essence of Stoicism, mastering yourself so fully that you become a beacon of strength, calm, and purpose in a chaotic world. But let's be clear, this journey isn't about manipulating or gaming the system. It's about authenticity. It's about becoming the man who naturally draws people in because of the power he embodies. Women are not just looking for a partner, they're looking for a leader, someone who inspires confidence and brings out the best in them. And when you cultivate these qualities, you become that man, not because you're trying to, but because it's simply who you are. As you integrate these principles into your life, you'll notice profound changes. You'll stop chasing. You'll stop worrying about outcomes beyond your control. Instead, you'll radiate a quiet confidence that speaks louder than any words ever could. Women will see you as someone who doesn't need them to feel whole. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes them want to be around you. This is your moment. The tools are in your hands. Embrace Stoicism, take control of your emotions, and start building a life that excites and fulfills you. Not for her, not for anyone else, but for yourself. And as you do, you'll find that the right people, those who truly value and respect you, will naturally be drawn into your orbit. Now it's time to take action. You've got the blueprint. The next move is yours. Start living with purpose, lead with strength, and let your transformation begin. Thank you for sharing this journey with me, and remember, the power to change your life has always been within you. Here's to your growth and success.